We want to have like kind of say, okay, first of all, I'm going to talk to this group, and this is the research instrument I'm going to use, and this is the kind of data that I'm trying to collect for them. And then so you have a kind of a step-by-step plan as to who you're going to look at first, and second, and third, and fourth, until you finalize, say, okay, this is all the people that I want to talk to in order to collect my data that I'm going to use to develop my intervention. Okay, so now out of this group here, you can pick one that you're going to talk to first, and you can say, okay, how are we going to, so like for instance, photo voice might be something you use with particular community members, or depending on what it is. Again, depends on your research question and how you're going to inform that research question. That's the plan.
Oh, perfect. Right, your alum will give you. Is this the Education Council?
Yeah.
Okay.
National Council of Higher Education.
Okay.
Accompanying the people higher education.
Okay.
You can put maybe department.
Yeah, you guys are doing. I guess I got misunderstood with this. No, because we need to know. This is going to be a good list for us, right? But if this is my research plan, and I give it to you and say, okay, Desire, do this research for me. Because remember, with participatory action research, it's participatory. So I'm not doing all the research.
My name is Atgonza Doreen. I am a student at African Royal University, and I'm so much delighted because I've been one of the participants that have been taking part in the PROWIBO workshop that has been about community-based participatory action research. In that workshop, we have been taught about resource mapping, whereby you go into the community and you enable the community members to map their resources to find out their strengths and weaknesses. As we can see, this is a resource map for Nyamkaikuru B village, and different resources have been mapped. We can see here roads, trading center, and everything we need. In that workshop also, we are taught about telescoping, whereby you are going to see the resource map, then you identify the key resources. After resource mapping, we are going to get the research question. As an intern, you identify your research question. In this case, in Nyamkaikuru B village, the research question is, what are the causes of poor water and sanitation? And the different key resources identified from the resource map, we have institutions, then we have physical assets like swamps, wells, ponds, and we have economic assets like circles, and we also have individuals plus local economy. So we are going to be seeing, we have seen how these resources are going to impact, how they are going to work together to impact the research question, like how different institutions are going to be impacting the causes of poor water and sanitation in the Mkaikurubi village. We started with developing a research question. So we finished a research question. Then after we developed a research question, we did asset mapping to identify which assets do we have in the community, and those assets will help us to answer or to address the research question developed. So after developing the research question and doing asset mapping, of which asset mapping was done yesterday, so today we've been developing a research plan. A research plan we are going to use while answering or addressing the research question we developed. So this is our research plan for my group. And that research plan was involving who involves which people are you going to be using, which people are going to be involved in that research question you're carrying out. Then two, what tools, what methods are you going to use while carrying out that research. Then which place, where are you going to carry out that research question from? Where is that research going to be carried out? Then when, by when, which due time, which time do you want to do that research, or when do you want that research to be done? So answering the who, which people we are going to use in addressing our research question. One, we are going to involve individuals. And among those individuals, we have the agriculture extension officers. On the agriculture extension officers or workers, which type of data do we need from them? What we need them is primary data. And the primary data includes them telling us on ways of growing different crops that contain different nutrients or that give different food nutrients. Then on which methods can we use to preserve that food we've harvested, and then how to handle post-harvest losses, or how we can avoid post-harvest losses, how we can do post-harvest handling after harvesting those crops they've told us about that give different food nutrients. Then which method are we going to use to interview which method are we going to use to obtain information from these agriculture extension officers or workers? We are going to use interviewing. We interview one-on-one.
At this time, we have got a chance to study about participatory action research, which is mainly about community-based research, where the community members come up with their issues that they feel they want to address in a participatory way. And at the end of the search, the community members are also called researchers, and they all need the research, and that research is geared towards solving their issues, and which is here the best method of research that everybody would wish to engage in. I've also gained knowledge about nutrition, the different types of food types that we need, the proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, and the fats, and when are they supposed to be taken. Every meal we need to balance, and we also need to help our communities to gain such skills that will improve them, that will enable them to improve their nutrition and health. And also have looked on the application of pesticides in production and how it connects to the sustainable production or development.
I'm so much appreciative to the Professors Without Borders. We have been in partnership with the Professors Without Borders now 3 years. And through this partnership, ARU, we have benefited a lot as ARU and URADT in particular, because they also work with the URADT Girls School. And as one of our working premises that says information sharing, education, and training are key ingredients in development. So these people, they come every year. They came in 2019, and because of COVID, they now again came back in 2022, and now this is their third time in 2023. They've been coming, every year they come in, they have different themes, and the procedure is we send them our training areas and they prepare and they send us a team that will handle different areas. And for 2023, our major focus as ARU has been on community-based participatory action research and nutrition.
My name is Dr. Akbar Saeed. I'm from Wilfrid Laurier University in Canada, and I've been at the ARU for the last couple of weeks. We've been studying participatory action research, understanding a little bit about the approach of PAR and specifically community-based PAR. And we've looked into the kind of the theoretical basis, and then we've moved on to really looking at the different stages of PAR. In particular, we started looking at context, and what the important thing is that every step of the way the research should be done in conjunction with the community. And we had covered some methods, particularly for PAR, such as photo voice, and we also looked at community asset mapping. So the other thing that is interesting is that there are these MOOCs, which are kind of the massive online courses that are being offered, and ARU has an opportunity to get their name out there and their approach out there by offering one of these courses. And with those courses, people from around the world can take that course specifically as it pertains to rural development and rural transformation, which is something that ARU has a very close contact with communities and therefore has an expertise, unlike many universities. So I think the university here should leverage that expertise and knowledge and perhaps look at creating a massive online course that people from around the world can take regarding rural transformation. Just this morning I did discuss with a couple of faculty members about possibly putting in a research grant. And the research grant, which I would apply for in Canada, involving partnerships with ARU. And in that research grant, we would be looking at the visionary approach to rural transformation and how we can use PAR to enhance that approach. So we'd be collecting data, which would involve several of the students in a particular community. So we would put that proposal in, and if we are able to get the funding for that, then we would conduct a study, particularly on the kind of the integration between the visionary approach and the PAR method or approach. So those two things together will end up giving the visionary approach a lot more legitimacy once we publish and show how effective it is in rural transformation.